Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Trust Factor, the podcast that guarantees your success when you implement its divine age-old teachings. Friday's coming up, and you know what? It seems like the weeks are getting closer and closer to finishing because for me at least, I'm looking forward so much to these interviews. I hope you guys are gaining as much as I am from them. I literally sit in these interviews, and you'll hear that I sit quiet for so long because I just want to soak up the wisdom of these guests and their experiences. Guys, this stuff is priceless. You can't put a number on these experiences of individuals and the wisdom of like an individual like Rabbi Saperman, who's coming up, God willing, on Friday. Almost 60 years of experience in teaching and learning and growing in this exact area. You can't put a price on it. It doesn't matter. Schools can't teach the stuff that you're going to learn over here on a weekly basis, my friends. So I'm excited for Friday, and I really hope that you are. Now, yesterday, I want to wrap this up because we were talking about the third refutation over here to an individual who puts conditions in front of Hashem. And he says, look, Hashem, you want me to do your work? First, you need to step up. You need to come with A, B, and C, the house, the money, the wife, the kids, the retirement. You need to step up first, Hashem. Once I've seen that you're really a man of your word, you've done what you're supposed to do, and I'm comfortable enough with your performance, then I may carve out some time to be able to come close to you and to do the things that you told me I need to do and to live a godly life, to live a life of Torah, to live a life of mitzvahs, to do all the things that you as the creator of humanity and this entire process tells me I should have done from day one. I'm putting all that on the back burner and I'm waiting for you to step up with some payment. Put your money where your mouth is, God. Once you've done that, then we'll see if I can step up and talk business. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. You're missing out on this thing called life. And he sums it up by saying that it's brazen. Why is it brazen? Because you might not be able to deliver the service that you promised, that you're supposed to commit to. God, when I retire, then I'll come and learn. Who says you're going to retire? Who told you that you're guaranteed to retire? Who told you you're guaranteed to live another day? That you're planning that I'm going to do the right thing, the thing that I need to do to succeed in this life. I'm going to push it off until I retire. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. You're missing out on life now because you want to hold it as a condition that Hashem should prove himself to you to give you more in order for you to get more. It doesn't make any sense. It's a vicious cycle. And you're like a dog chasing his tail. You're just going to keep going around and around and around. And you know what's happening in the meantime? This thing called life passing you by, my friends. He gives a story over here without going through every single word. I want to give you the crux of the story in an illustration of this exact point. He says, there was once a pious man who would say to individuals that he met, is it possible that the Creator would demand from you tomorrow's obligations today? Is it possible that somebody would come to you, that Hashem would come to you, your Creator would say, look, I've got a list of demands for you. I've got a list of obligations that you need to do over the rest of your life. Forget today. What about next year? In 2 years from now, in 5 years from now, these are going to be your obligations on those days, right? You're going to have children in 5 years and you're going to have to be able to support those children. Does it make sense that he says to you today, you need to support the children that you're going to have in 5 years from now? Clearly not. How does it make any sense, right? You'd say to him, wait a second, God, I don't have children. So what do you want me to provide today? For who? What? Where? I don't see any children. It doesn't make any sense. And that's exactly why he's not putting on us pressures to perform tomorrow's obligations today. We worry about today's obligations today. We don't worry about tomorrow's today. That doesn't make sense. You know what that's called, by the way? Recipe number one for anxiety. Ingredient number one for you to build a life of complete stress and fear and worry, all wrapped up into this bubble called anxiety. Worrying about tomorrow and the next day and the day after that and 10 years from now and 30 years from now and retirement and children and grandchildren. Who says you're going to get any of those things? And how do you know, even if you do get them, how many you're going to get and when you're going to get and how you're going to be earning at the time and what you're going to be doing you have no idea. None. And yet our minds take us there. It's a fight or flight mechanism. It is a defense mechanism that is programmed in each and every one of us, that we have to plan for tomorrow. We have to save for tomorrow. What if we run out of money? All these people are walking around. Nobody's missed a meal. Everybody's eating. Everybody's putting on weight. Everybody's overweight. We're living in a world full of material creature comforts, unlike anything we've ever had before in history, and yet we continuously demand more material, more physical. Where is the investment in the spiritual? So he says, the same way that God does not demand from you that you should do tomorrow's business today because you, number one, don't know what it is, and number two, you don't know if you're even going to be here to perform tomorrow's requirements. The same way he doesn't demand it of you is what you should be doing with him. You should not be demanding that he pays you today for your needs tomorrow. Because number one, you don't know what your needs are tomorrow. You have no idea that you're going to get tomorrow what you think you're going to get, that you're going to have what you would like to have. You don't know that, and you don't even know if you're going to get there. So what are you doing in the meantime by demanding that I'm going to postpone and delay and put off coming closer to my Creator and living a life of meaning and purpose until I get the things that I think I need for as long as I need to be able to plan for this creature comfort world, which, by the way, doesn't really help because along with all of these creature comforts that we've gotten in society, along in lockstep with that, the demand on anti-anxiety medications and anti-depression medications has gone through the roof. Today, there's almost nobody who is not medicated for anxiety and depression. It almost doesn't exist. Everybody's got a therapist. Everybody's on multiple different drugs. I'm not judging. I know so many people who are medicated. I get it. The question is that we have to ask ourselves, why? Does it make sense? If the Holy Grail, if what the carrot is that society is dangled above our head is material wealth and possessions and acquisitions and status, then we should be on top of the world right now. The last thing that we should need is an antidepressant. Why? Because we've got so much wealth. Just look online. Just look at what's going on. There's so much money in the world. And yet, it's precisely the individuals with all that money whose lives are corrupt and broken. You don't see that because they're only showing you what they want you to see. Just like the addicted gambler who never tells you about his losses. He never tells you about when he gets cleaned up in the casino. He only tells you about the wins. And you know what he often does as well? Is he fabricates the wins. He tells you about these successes that never, ever happened. Happened to one of my family members recently where somebody had told him that they went to a casino and they made all kinds of money. Why? Because they owed this person money. They owed this person a few $100s. They didn't pay the person a few $100s. And in order to justify why they needed the time, they had to make up a story that they used the money in the casino, but it was great. You wouldn't believe it. I went in with a few $100 and I came out with $1,200 in a matter of an hour. Oh, is that right? Yeah, but you know what really happened? He didn't make a dime. He lost it all. He had to come back with his face down and say to him, I'm sorry, I lost it. I'm going to need more time. Guys, this is not the exception. This is the norm. We're living in a society that is shunning our obligations to our Creator, the things that He tells us we need to do in order to live a positive, fulfilled life in this world, in order to do what the masses, the secular world, the governments, media, and celebrities tell us we need to do in order to keep up with the Joneses. It's broken. Put all that aside, my friends. Focus on the words of your Creator. Think about what Hashem is telling you. Read His Torah, read His instructions, and you will see just as soon as you start to do them, just as soon as you start to fulfill these mitzvahs, these commandments, you will start to immediately get benefit from it. You will immediately come to the point where you don't want to stop almost immediately. You don't want to stop doing the mitzvahs. You recognize the inherent benefit in doing them for you and your family, and you decide that you want to continue to do them. Happened with me and my wife when we started keeping Shabbat almost 20 years ago. It was a difficult thing, my friends. We were trying to do the thing that we knew we needed to do, but it was so difficult. And one day I'll tell you why. But suffice it to say that we were in the retail business. That's where we made our money. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday through Thursday, there was no business to speak of. We made our money on the weekends. And now we had to keep this thing called Shabbat, shut down our business effectively. Are you kidding me? Talk about a test. We did it. We did it almost 20 years ago. It was so difficult in the beginning. In the early days, it took a lot out of us to keep Shabbat, but we did it. We forced it. Some did it faster. Others did it a little bit later. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, we did what we were supposed to do, and we never looked back. Before we kept Shabbat, there wasn't an amount of money in the world that you could pay us to keep Shabbat because our livelihood depended on it. Today, forget today, a few years later, maybe even a couple of years later, after keeping Shabbat properly, there wasn't an amount of money that you could pay us to stop keeping Shabbat. You wonder how that works? It's exactly what I just told you. One foot in front of the other. Take an action. Stop thinking about it. Stop procrastinating. Make a decision. Take an action. Do a mitzvah. If you want to start with Shabbat, it's a big one, but I suggest you learn how to do it because it's not easy. If you don't plan for Shabbat, if you don't prepare, it's going to be difficult and you'll throw in the towel. If you've prepared, you've got your community, you've got your meals, you've got your shul, you've got the places you're going to do, your activities for the day with your family, your board games, the things you've planned out, the day is going to fly, especially in the winter. It's going to go by so fast, and you're going to be rewarded in a way that you could not even begin to imagine. You're going to look back one day, just like we did, and say, thank God we started keeping Shabbat. My friends, it wraps it up for today. We'll chat again tomorrow.